네, 안녕하세요. 사람사랑 대표 이선호입니다. 오늘은 임페리얼 대학교에서 의대를 공부하고 있는 최지우 학생을 여기 모셨습니다. 네, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
간단히 자신에 대해서 좀 소개해 주실래요?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Jiwoo Choi and I'm currently a final year medical student at Imperial College London and I have been teaching students about the UCAT as well as interview practice for the past 6 years.
혹시 임페리얼 인터뷰, 그 다음에 임페리얼 합격할 수 있었던 결정적인 요인, 이건 어떤 거라고 생각이 되세요? 임페리얼을 지원하려고 하는 학생들에게 좀 조언을 준다면?
I think when it came to Imperial, from what I know about the Imperial application process, as long as you meet the minimum requirements, let's say for UCAT, A-level scores and personal statements, then you do get an interview offer. And so I would say the biggest hurdle to getting into Imperial was basically the interview because you are competing with hundreds of students for one place. And for me, what really helped during my preparation for my Imperial interview was to reflect on my answers and to kind of really think to myself why I wanted to do medicine and what makes me a good fit to do medicine.
혹시 그 과정에서 가장 어려웠던 부분을 좀 얘기를 해주신다면?
I would say the most difficult process was definitely interview practice, just because interview practice takes a lot of time. You need to know your personal statement very well. You need to know what answers to give. But also you can't make your answers scripted, otherwise it will just seem robotic. So finding the right balance between knowing what to say and preparing what to say was quite a fine line. So I would say interview practice definitely took up the majority of my time when I was applying to Imperial. I was practicing by myself constantly. I was practicing with my friends constantly, getting feedback from each other all the time. And all our evenings were basically spent doing interview practice for like 2-3 months.
더 잘한다라고 하면 뭘 좀 더 준비를 하고 그런 것들이 좀 있으세요?
I think looking back, one thing that I could have done a lot better was to keep a diary. So when I would go on my work experience or when I would reflect on why I wanted to do medicine, I would write it out and reflect on my answers, write down why I wanted to do medicine, and write down what qualities made me a good fit to do medicine and link this back to why I wanted to do medicine. So I think reflection was definitely the most important bit. And even though I did reflect a lot, I think just keeping a diary or keeping my thoughts written on paper would have definitely helped the process and made it a lot easier.
혹시 성적만 되게 좋은데 인터뷰로 인해서 떨어지는 케이스를 많이 보셨어요? 성적은 정말 좋은데 주위에 있는 사람 중에서 인터뷰 때문에 떨어졌다, 의대를 떨어졌다.
Yes, so actually I have taught some students who unfortunately during the interview process, if they didn't give in as much effort, they didn't get into the university they wanted to. They still did get into a university, but it wasn't the university they wanted. And also when I was involved in helping out with the Imperial interview process, I saw students from Columbia University as well as Oxford and Cambridge applying to do medicine again. And sometimes they just didn't give answers that were well reflected upon, and so they would fail the interviews.
구체적으로 어떤 질문이 있는지, 예를 들면 워크 익스피리언스, 발런티어 이런 어떤 준비를 해야 되는지를 좀 얘기를 해주실 수 있으세요?
So I think what a lot of medical schools are looking for are candidates who are very well-rounded. So it can't just be someone who's done very well on exams, because if you've done well on exams, then that doesn't necessarily equate to you being a good doctor. It could help, but being a good doctor means also being someone who understands the social aspects of a person and who understands why they want to do medicine. So I think going on work experience is definitely very helpful. It can tell interviewers that you've seen how real medicine is like, and also it can help them understand that you know what medicine is and why you're adjusted for medicine. And also for volunteering, it basically exposes you to a lot of different people and exposes you to a lot of different situations, different people from walks of life. And the reason why that's so important is because when you're practicing as a doctor and also as a medical student, you meet so many people who are from completely different backgrounds from you. And just knowing how to interact with them and to understand them can be of a huge help to your practice. So I think volunteering, work experience, and most importantly, reflecting on these experiences will definitely help you with your answers for your interview.
혹시 그 인터뷰 예를 들면 트레이닝 할 때 사실 어려운 친구들, 인터뷰 트레이닝에 아무리 해도 좀 쉽지 않는 친구들 있잖아요. 뭐 예를 들면 경험이 많이 없다든지 뭐 이런 사람도 있고, 그 다음에 인터뷰 트레이닝 하기가 되게 좀 쉽다, 뭐 이런 사람이다. 좀 구분해서 얘기해 주실 수 있으세요?
So I would say that the first thing is a lot of people assume that if they have an accent or if they can't speak that well, it might disadvantage them. But actually in the interview process, we're taught that as long as the student is able to convey their thoughts, even if they're experiencing some difficulties, we do have to give them the points for that. Obviously, you can get some point deductions just because of how confident you seem, and that also plays a role. But as long as you know what to say and you're saying it, it's fine. Or for students who aren't as confident in their ability to speak, my approach has always just been to tell them to practice more and more and more. Obviously, I can't predict all the questions that will come up, but I do have a general idea of what questions they will always test. And my goal with these students when helping them has always been to make sure that when it comes to these answers, they know what to say. For example, why do you want to do medicine? What have you learned from work experience? Are two general type of questions that always comes up. And so based on a student's experience, I tell them to give me a CV or a resume detailing what they saw in work experience, detailing what they did for volunteering. And I help them construct an answer that suits them, that explains why they want to do medicine. So the entire process is very one-to-one, and this applies for both students who aren't that strong in interview, applies for students who are strong for interview as well. Obviously, when it comes to students who aren't as strong as interview, they do need a bit of support, but also I will say that for them, they do need to practice more in their own time. So even outside of mentorship, they need to continue practicing more and more and more.
그래요. 혹시 이런 학생들을 만나본 적 있어요? 인터뷰를 하는데 진짜 경험이 많이 없어요. 팀워크도 많이 없고요. 뭔가 혼자서 공부하고 뭐 이런 건 되게 잘하는데 뭔가 리더십 활동도 없고 사람들 앞에서 본 경험도 없고 왜 약간 좀 선입견이라든지 뭐 이런 걸 가지고 있다. 이런 학생들을 만나본 적 있어요?
So yes, actually, I have met students who are more focused on themselves. They're not much of a leader type, but I have seen these students still get into medical school because there are lots of different types of doctors. And obviously, when you're in medical school, you can improve upon these qualities, and that's part of the process in medical school. For example, when you're in medical school, you have to do a GP clinic or family medicine clinic by your own, and that helps develop a lot of confidence and also leadership skills in you and taking management of your own patients. But in the interview process, I would say that yes, I have seen students with this, but always for the interview, you can't make it seem like you're not a team player. You can't make it seem like you don't have leadership skills because our main goal is to get into a medical school. So my approach has been based on what I see on the resume and CV, we will make an answer from that. Or I will tell them to just go and do something and we will make an answer from that.
그리고 사실은 지금 굉장히 높은 인터뷰 능력으로 MMI 실제로 임페리얼 대학교 MMI 인터뷰로도 참여하고 있었잖아요. 피어 인터뷰라고 해가지고 거기에 좀 참여를 하고 계시잖아요. 실제로 학생들 인터뷰를 하고 했을 때 그 경험에 대해서 조금 얘기해 주실 수 있으세요? 경험상 이런 사람들이 되게 좀 잘하고 경험상 이런 사람들이 좀 나는 불합격시킨다 뭐 이런 것들이 있으세요?
Yes, so during my time assisting in Imperial interviews, my main role was also to assist the professors while they were interviewing students, and I also gave them my own advice and my own opinion on how well these students scored in certain areas. And for the majority of students that got in, from what I saw, these are students who have very clearly thought about why they want to do medicine. They have the work experience to reflect it. They have the learning points to reflect these answers. And they're just students overall who's thought a lot about it and prepared for it. And the students who don't get in are just students who haven't clearly thought about their answers. They still don't know why they want to do medicine. They don't relate their experiences to work experience that well. They don't relate their experiences to their aspirations in the future. And so these are students that just don't get in. Even though they have amazing scores, they got into interview stage, they passed the UCAT, they passed the A-levels, they do well in school. If you don't have the right things to say, or if you don't have the right experiences, the right evidence to back up that claim, then you're not going to be selected.
그래요. 그러면 저희 학생들 멘토로 이렇게 해주고 있었잖아요. 그러면 제 학생들에게 어떻게 가르쳐 주는지, 어떤 스타일로 그죠? 인터뷰 준비를 시켜주는지 이 부분에 대해서 얘기해 주실래요?
So from my experience, what a lot of students tend to struggle with is they don't know how to reflect. They don't know what reflection points to get from certain experiences they do. And so my role mainly is to help them, to bring it out of them, to bring these answers out of them. My goal has always not to put answers into their own mouth, but to rather draw out the answers from them. And so what I do is from the first session, I always tell them to give me their CV, their resume, and to write down what they've done for work experiences, what they've done for volunteering, what they saw. And then I basically do a mini interview with them. I ask them, what did you see during your interview? How did that make you feel? And from these sessions, we basically construct an answer for why and why medicine, or why this university, or what traits do you have to make you a fit for medicine. And there are some specific questions, for example, like ethics stations, where you have to know a bit of the ethics. So I teach them a bit about ethics. I also give them resources to read about the ethics. The ethical principles, I mean, and that's something they also have to do in their own time, because if they don't practice or they don't read up on it, then again, that's just mostly me speaking towards them. So from my end, I give them a lot of advice, I give them a lot of direction on how to construct their answers, and I recommend about what things they could say that matches their own experiences and their own reflections. But at the end of the day, if the student isn't as willing to put in as much effort as well, there's only so much that I can achieve. So it's very much a two-way process.
실제로 인터뷰를 한다라면 어느 정도 뭐 5시간이든 10시간이든 어느 정도 시간이 좀 기본적으로 좀 필요할까요?
I think to get a comprehensive view of the student, it's usually around 10 hours, I would say.
예. 한국 학생들이 예를 들면 인터뷰를 하기 전에 뭔가를 해봐야 되는 추천하는 것들, 그다음 활동도 뭐 어떤 게 활동이 그게 도움이 됐다 뭐 이런 것들이 있으세요?
Ones that I recommend are when it comes to volunteering, basically volunteering for people from like socially deprived groups. So for example, people who are struggling with homelessness, or people who are have learning difficulties. And the reason why I suggest these is because when you practice as a doctor, the vast majority of your patients are going to be, especially in the NHS, are going to be patients who aren't well off, who struggle economically, and also may sometimes not be as well educated as other people. And just knowing how to deal with them, and just knowing how to relate these experiences and what you've learned from experiences back into your own practice does really show interviewers that, oh, this student has interacted with a lot of people. They know how to check their privilege, and they also know how to expound on their beliefs. And we're looking for people who are dedicated to principles of the NHS, even though you might not want to stay in the NHS. At least when you're applying for medical school in the UK, you have to expound the principles of the NHS, which is equity and good equal service to all, despite of where you've come from, and understanding.
네, 지금 얘기를 들어보면서 야, 이렇게 리딩을, 그러니까 독서를 하지 않으면 솔직히 쉽지 않겠다는 생각이 솔직히 되게 많이 들었거든요. 어떠세요? 독서가 인터뷰가 어떻게 연결이 되는 것 같아요?
So I think reading is extremely helpful when you're doing interview practice, because when you're reading, you know how a person constructs their arguments. You know how to tell a story. And when it comes to your interview, they're going to listen to multiple answers throughout the day, and they're going to get bored at one point. And that's just going to happen whether you like it or not. So knowing how to construct a story, knowing how to draw their attention is of extreme help, especially because they'll remember you. They'll want to grade your answers more clearly. And another thing is, by reading, you actually know how to make a point, where instead of rambling on and on and on about certain things you've done, if you know how to relate your experiences to a certain learning point, then that really relates to just reading as a whole, because the point of reading is to really just show your audiences within a fun way about how to express your points, how to express your viewpoints and your opinions.
예. 마지막으로 학생들에게 뭐 조언을 주고 싶은 내용이 있으세요? 인터뷰에 대해서만.
I think my main advice to students who are getting ready to apply to medical school, especially when it comes to their interview, is to, one, reflect on yourself, reflect on your answers. That's the most important bit of the interview. And two, always ask yourself why I want to do medicine, what makes me fit to do medicine. And three, just practice your answers, practice with your friends, get feedback from other people about what they think. And those three things will mostly help you out during the process.
예. 단순히 과외를 받고 많은 시간을 과외 받을까 이걸 넘어가지고 다양한 사람들을 만나보고 다양한 그룹에 좀 조인을 해보고 이런 것들, 그리고 나서 전문적인 트레이닝을 좀 받아봐야 되겠다. 이럴 때 좀 연락을 주시면 되게 많이 도움이 될 것 같아요. 그래요. 오늘 나와주셔서 감사드리고요. 그리고 여기 체주 멘토 등 저희 멘토들에게 그죠? 과외가 필요하신 분들은 언제든지 사람사랑으로 연락 부탁드립니다. 오늘 감사합니다.
Thank you.